Previously, I told you that positive intentions never guarantee positive impact. We've been talking about Mr. Obasi from the last episode. You see, all that defensiveness will feel natural, but it can cost you everything. And warning, quick warning for you, you may not like this video, but I have 5 myths to debunk for all the Mr. Obasis, uh, his sisters, his mothers. Ladies, please share this with the men you care about. So the Honest Bunch podcast, they finally dropped that video. And after listening to almost 3 hours of Mr. Obasi tell his story, I walked away more convinced than ever before, more convinced that the most dangerous myth destroying relationships and marriages today is this belief that being a good person is all it takes, is enough. Watch this short video clip and then we'll take it from there, shall we? Check this out.
This now your camera. Talk to your children as their father from a place of love, not judging their mother, but from a place of love.
Well, however, nothing past God in this life.
Nothing past God.
I'm using this opportunity to
It's
talk
true.
to my children. There's a Chukwu Obasi and Chidera Kevin Chukwu Obasi. Whatever happened, I don't know. I'm not a bad father to you. Not a bad father to you. I'm a caring father. I visited you people always at Umoji before your mother took you people away. Please, anywhere you people are, search for your father. My number is in the internet. Contact me. Let me show you lovely.
All right, so for those of you that may not know his story, for those of you that don't know the story, Mr. Obasi is the former husband of actress Judy Austin. Somebody said, don't call her an actress, right? Well, Judy Austin is now traditionally married to Nollywood actor Yul Edochie. Listening to him, you can hear the pain of a man who feels he invested everything and lost almost everything. He spoke about paying for her WAHEC, NECO, and G.A.M.E, buying his first phone, sponsoring her education, providing financially, remaining faithful, never beat her, and doing what he believed was what the responsible husband should do, right? Like many good men, he believed character guarantees outcomes. It doesn't. Character is required, of course. Competence is also required. Emotional intelligence is required. Relationship skills are required. The world rewards outcomes, not intentions. So, myth number 1. I told you I was going to share 5 myths with you today. So, myth number 1 of 5, the good man myth. Listen to me carefully, okay? The good man myth. You see, throughout that interview, right, Mr. Obasi repeatedly returned to what he provided. He kept talking about what he provided. He paid for this. He bought that. Never beat her. A faithful man. You know, in Yoruba land, that's what they call Yansiregun. But again, he did all those things, right? So I can't fault him. But the question here is that he's looking to generate a certain type of outcome and it's not happening. You see, the underlying belief seemed to be that moral righteousness, right, and financial investment should have protected the relationship. Unfortunately, relationships do not operate like accounting books. Attraction does not care how many receipts you have. Relationships are sustained by self-awareness, emotional intelligence, active listening, social intelligence, and continuous growth. Did you hear what Ebenezer Obey said? Suru laughing shock. Have you ever laughing shock? You ever heard that before? It's real. This is not something new with modern women. It's a timeless concept. So if you're looking to be right, like I always told you guys, you are already right. You are.
You're right.
What you need is game. What you need is game, which means you're giving authentically, yes, still, but mindfully with emotional intelligence. Myth number 2. Let's jump right straight to myth number 2. I don't have time today. The in-laws at fault myth. You see, one pattern that stood out was the amount of energy that he spent discussing Judy's sister, her family, and their alleged influence. And some of you have helped him. They came from a wretched family, right? Good. At one point, he actually almost kicked out her sister, his sister-in-law, out of the house. But when you marry someone, reality is that you inherit their social architecture. You cannot spend your marriage trying to reform everybody around your spouse. Blaming in-laws, friends, and external influences may feel justified. In fact, I think it's already justified because I'm serious when I tell you you're right.
You're right.
I am serious. You are right. Okay? But it really fixes the deeper issue between the actual two people in the relationship. Now, let's move on straight to number 3. Myth number 3. The education is a scam myth. I know some of you will say, like, it's not English, that's intelligence. It is not English, that's intelligence. Nobody said it's English, that's intelligence. But even in the midst of speaking your Paco English, we can hear if you have intelligence or not. Okay, we can hear if you're coherent or not. We can actually excuse bad English. It has nothing to do with the content, with the substance of what you're saying. And sadly, unfortunately, Mr. Obasi even admitting that he went to buy a whole car just to impress a beautiful girl because another man made him. All of that has nothing to do with classroom education. It has everything to do with education itself. So one of the most revealing parts of that interview, Mr. Obasi described how Judy allegedly became excited when Yul Edochie appeared on television. He explained that her dream was to become a major actress like Genevieve Nnaji, like Omotola Jalade. At the same time, he openly admitted he was not computer literate. Let me say it in our Paco English, because I speak all kind of a crazy mix of accent. It's not my fault. He admitted he was not computer literate. Okay, is that a crime? No, it is not. However, there's consequences for not improving yourself. Okay, he had little connection to the world she wanted to enter, while he was also educating her, right? And then he constantly suppressed that dream. See, the reality of that is that they will grow apart, and growing apart continues to be a valid reason why people have the right to change, and they will dump your ass if you're not careful. So again, the lesson here is that education didn't destroy their marriage. Education actually amplified who she became and what she wanted. Unfair, right? You see, in love and war, all is fair. Another thing here is that everybody is looking at this from a standpoint of Judy also stole somebody else, snatched somebody else's husband. But you have to learn how to separate all of these issues, because when you mud them together, you're not going to learn the actual lessons you need to learn. Let's move on to myth number 4. They never sponsor a woman myth. Kind of similar to the last one, but it's a little bit different. You see, many people want to reduce this story to the sponsored evil woman who ran away with a deep masculine voice. Life is really that simple, which is why we need to try to simplify it. You see, based on Mr. Obasi's own account, Judy's ambition were connected to a world that Yul represented. Sure, but the bigger lesson here is that when people stop growing, when they stop learning, when you stop expanding yourself, actually you start dying. And not only that, you create emotional and aspirational gaps. The lesson is not to fear your competitors like Yules, like the UK GKs, or the next husband snatcher. The lesson is that investing in someone is not the same as building emotional connection. It's not the same thing as building your own emotional intelligence. Now, let me say something that will make some people uncomfortable. Myth number 5. The I don't read minds myth. Do you expect me to read mind? What do you? Yes, sir. Let me tell you something. When Judy allegedly told the elders that he did not hold her hand while crossing the road, many people laughed because they said, "Hey, are you a child?" Okay, no, she's not a child, because you're right. She will find a way to where she is going to feel like she's cared for.
Well, you're right.
Unfortunately, sadly, even if that means destroying our own family, that's the way the world works, right? So what should you do? You can't lose when you work on yourself. That's really the whole point of all of this, right? Many people laughed at that. Like, they said, hey, cross the road, whatever. The elder said, go away somewhere, don't bring that nonsense here. Go, you guys go figure yourself out. They didn't get it. But ignorance is not an excuse, right? I didn't laugh at that because I completely get it. That statement was probably never about road safety. It sounded like an emotional complaint disguised as a practical complaint, a complaint about feeling unseen, lacking romance, and not feeling emotionally protected. Emotional complaints often arrive wearing terrible communication skills on the part of the woman, on the part of the man. People become terrible, they become kids. Somebody say, are you a kid? Like, yeah, you become kids when you start entering each other's quickles and prick. That's the way it works. You can't see that far because you're caught up in your emotions. The people who sustain relationships learn how to hear what is being said beneath what is being said. Mr. Obasi said he smiled through part of the interview because he says he has evidence, 4 pieces of evidence, which at one point he only remember only 2. And even Ezine was saying, hey, this one could not really hold weight. None of those evidence were worth a 4,000 naira bag of rice. I believe him anyway. But relationships teach us a brutal reality. Why? Because another human being, another child of God is involved. Facts, evidence, public sympathy, they establish, the past. That's it. None of them secure your future. The most heartbreaking thing, the most heartbreaking part of that interview was the depression, the financial mistakes, the wasted years, and the ongoing fight to reconnect with his children. And yes, I absolutely believe he should have the opportunity to build a relationship with his children. But even that goal requires patience, emotional mastery, and strategy. Chapter 9 of Lola and my book, Get My Marriage Back, is called God and Unconditional Love, because one of the hardest truths to accept is that unconditional love is God's territory. That's why you need God. Okay? That's why you need the GPS, the God and GPS. Human beings are deeply conditional. Women especially respond to connection, attraction, emotional safety, leadership, growth, and shared vision. Pretending otherwise is how many people end up shocked by reality. This video is not about whether Judy and Yul are evil. Whatever you think about that, you're right.
You're right.
This video, however, is for the thousands of Mr. Obasis, his sisters, his mothers, those that are watching right now, the good men, the providers. I'm not talking to those that watch 1 minute and left, that's their problem. The sincere men who believe being right is enough. Sorry, it is not. In fact, that belief is manipulative. In this cold world, being spiritual is not enough. Why? Because, even your enemy is probably more spiritual than you. Being a provider is not enough. Being a good man is not enough. You need game. You need to learn how to give authentically, mindfully, however, with emotional intelligence. Because if you refuse to develop yourself, master human interaction, and understand emotional connection, one day you may find yourself holding receipts, evidence, and sympathy, public sympathy, useless, while wondering how the relationship slipped away. Or worse, blaming the native doctors in your partner's hometown. If we don't help the Mr. Obasis beyond just the sympathy first, we can't help the children. It's called the downstream effect. Sympathy is actually our personal selfish feelings. So sure, the evidence will prove you were right. The problem is that being right and getting the outcome you want are always not the same thing. So let me ask you this question. If being a good man is only the starting point, what else do you need?
Are you fighting to save a marriage or a relationship, or simply avoiding to end up in a broken or toxic one?
We've been there and you're in the right place. You see, inside this book, right, you will find and you will discover the secret to save a broken marriage, and you will learn how to build and attract the marriage of your dream.